Today, now more than ever, it's so important to have good role models for our children.
I think there has to be something in there that stands out enough that as a child, as a young adult, you can latch onto that and say, this is what I'm going to relate to.
Because a lot of growing up is watching people you admire and people you trust around you and how they react to situations and wanting to imitate them.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Oh, yeah? Atta girl, Lucy. I was wondering what happened to you. It just sunk in. I don't know how you treat your women in Cuba, but this is the United States, and I have my rights.
Back in the 50s, when I was, planning my life, we'll say, you had your choice. You could be a teacher, you could be a nurse, you could be a mother. There was no heads of any companies that were ladies. There were no lady doctors. There were no lady lawyers. When you watched television, you never saw any ladies doing any of those things. So that's, how the mindset was. Okay, my role models on TV, you all probably don't remember these, but like Miss Leavitt Beaver's mother, Father Knows Best's wife. I mean, they always were dressed up for breakfast and, had full makeup on and high heels and everything and made their children breakfast and all. And this is how, growing up, I thought things were supposed to be like that.
You were to be a secretary. I mean, that was about it. You either did that or you got married. I liked Alan Ladd. He was really cute, but then I found out how short he was. Then I decided I really didn't like him too much because I liked him. Then I liked John Wayne. And I found out how small his feet are. It's always something.
What female celebrities did you?
It was just all he-men.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman.
That they were the heroes and everything. I think the first woman that I can remember was Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl, Wonder Woman. And, she had the magic belt and all that. And she was the first hero.
Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls.
In the 70s, when I was, I guess, like 8, 9, 10, in an impressionable age, some of the shows started changing, and they really were trying to make women, show women in a more realistic way.
So the Brady Bunch was actually a huge hit in my life.
The Brady Bunch was a good example of how, especially in the 70s, the family dynamics became more complicated. The children, argued with their stepbrothers and sisters, but they did that, you're not my father, you're not my mother kind of thing. Although in that show, the mom still stayed home, but she had a housekeeper who wore the apron. And so that mom was more modern and wore clothes that were a little hipper for the times. And I love to watch Little House on the Prairie with Laura Ingalls.
She, I guess, was real relatable to me, and their kind of pioneer life was compelling. And just family drama. We always had stuff going on in our nuclear family and extended family that their stuff was relatable to me as well.
The shows when I was younger started changing as I got a little older, because before it was like the moms just stayed at home and worked. Their job was being at home, watching the kids, watching the house, and that really started changing, and women had jobs outside of the home. And Mary Tyler Moore having her own place and working in a city was new.
Who can turn the world on with her smile?
And she was the single girl that went to Minneapolis and struck out on her own. She got her own apartment, which was unheard of, and she worked her own job and did her own money. But she still pulled it all together, looked good, was fashionable. Even like Star Trek, I mean, to think that women were in space fighting and flying around in spaceships was just something totally new.
Majel Barrett has been a part of the Star Trek universe from the very beginning, and we've asked her to be our special correspondent as we go where no woman has gone before in today's Inside Story.
Even though it is set in the 24th century, Star Trek has long been considered an accurate mirror reflecting society in this century. And in that mirror, the changing role of women in the real world has been a significant part of the Star Trek legacy.
It was a new thing that kind of came through in the 70s. They really were trying to show the powerful new woman, you know, but this was different.
I watch a lot of early 2000s TV, which I love. Veronica Mars, Gilmore Girls, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's just kind of interesting to look at the difference in dialogue that can be said 10 years ago to today even. I think they get away with a lot more kind of jokes that imply that men are always out for sex and men are always interested in sex for women, and that's kind of their only concern, that as like a human male that is your prime goal in life. And a lot more about women being concerned about like how they appear to men and how they're attractive to men. Whereas today, if that was a line in any modern TV show, there would be a lot of angry think pieces about it. So I would say when the Harry Potter movie came out, that was a very big deal for me. I was very into the books as a child. So I kind of like wanted to be J.K. Rowling / wanted to be Hermione. I thought she was really cool because I related with the brown bushy hair, but also I thought she was really smart but still went on adventures. Like that wasn't her only kind of facet of her character, and she was kind of like the most admirable of all the characters to me.
Totally Spies and Kim Possible are definitely up there. I think it was cool to see a show that wasn't just either things that happen in everyday life or that you had to have some sort of like magical intervention, and that they sort of played with the idea of, well, admittedly completely improbable, but like tools and gadgets and technology and things that seemed real enough.
When I was in middle school, the craze sweeping the nation was the Twilight series. And it was just such an interesting difference in protagonist between, say, the main character and that, who kind of passively went around her life and based her entire life around kind of the male character in that series, versus like a character like Hermione in the Harry Potter series, who acted based on her own belief system and acted based on what she thought was right.
Hey, she's only interested in you because she thinks you're the chosen one.
But I am the chosen one. Okay, sorry.
It may seem like it's just a children's book, why does it matter? But when you're at that age, you're so impressionable to what other people think and what is popular and what is admired, that I think you really can be influenced by characters like these.
Things have changed so much since I was a teenager until now. I'm up in my 70s. Girls have so many more opportunities to do things.
I don't ever remember my mother saying to me, Beverly, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want to. Which they probably do now, because most girls can do. I mean, my gosh, we got a girl going for the president of the United States. I mean, who would have thunk that?
Young girls today are very fortunate because they are taught they can do anything they want.
Has anyone ever told you that you couldn't do something because you were a girl?
No.
Never heard that yet.
Has anyone ever told you that you couldn't do something because you were a girl?
Yes, they said that you can't do it because you're a girl and girls aren't good at sports.
Like, if I've said that my grades could be higher, guys are like, oh, your grades can never be higher.
Their ideas about who they are and about who they want to be and what's okay and right get shaped by what they watch.
They look up to them, and what we do and what we say can change what they decide to do and how they're going to lead their lives.
So if you could be one character in a book or a TV show, who would it be?
Yeah, probably Raven. Because she's like this cool, dark, mysterious person with powers.
Ping Pong, because he's really funny and he's part elephant and part, I can't remember the other part. Of Cameron.
Why?
Because she does a lot of things and she plays sports and she's like a movie star. Dora.
Dora? Why do you like Dora?
Because she goes on adventures.